Freddie Freeman made his debut in Dodger blue today. And of course, he got a hit in his first at-bat. So that'll do it. Congrats to the LA Dodgers on winning the World Series. Today feels like the start of something perfect in LA. A march in March, if you will, to another World Series title. You know what Freddie Freeman is? A true star. A true megastar. Former MVP. Clutch when it matters the most. Dodgers fans know this from the postseason. Freeman is a World Series hero, a brilliant lefty bat, a great glove, and a big-time leader. He's perfect. And look, at the end of the day, I have no idea how the National League stops this Dodger offense. This Dodger offense, it's an all-star team. And Freddie Freeman's going to have a chip on his shoulder from how it ended in Atlanta. The same way the great Mookie Betts had it when the Boston Red Sox traded him. Betts and Freeman anchoring a veteran lineup that just oozes big names and talent and balance. It's glorious. I mean, look at this. I wasn't being subject to hyperbole on an all-star team. I mean, you have Trey Turner, Justin Turner. A.J. Pollock is a stud. He's at the bottom. Max Muncy, that funky Muncy, as the DH. Cody Bellinger is a former MVP who was miserable last year, clicked in the playoffs in a contract year, who has zero pressure on him, and he's going to hit bombs. And, oh, by the way, the Dodgers can flat-out pitch, too. Sure, they're not as top-heavy as, let's say, the Mets for a playoff series, but the talents and the experience of this staff with the likes of Buehler and Urias and my guy Clayton Kershaw, it's dreamy. And understand, it's one spring training game, but it's kind of a big deal because you have the Giants and the Padres and the Braves and the Mets and the Phillies and the Brewers. They're all going to be really good baseball teams this year, but they're all playing for second place in the National League behind the Dodgers. If I'm Davante Adams and his agent, I want to be the highest paid receiver in the entire league. That's my goal. He and Derek Carr, as we talked about at length yesterday, they're the best of friends. They have a great rapport. They played together at Fresno State. Carr wants Adams. Adams wants Carr. I think there's a very realistic chance Derek Carr is throwing to Davante Adams with the Raiders starting in 2022 because you know the Raiders will give Davante Adams whatever he wants. Wow, what a throwback. We tried to tell you in June. We tried to tell you, Brian Gutekunst, that if you didn't wrap up Davante Adams and make him the highest paid receiver in the NFL, he was going to play for the Raiders. And it's happening. And the Raiders' Super Bowl odds have significantly increased, and why not? This is what happens when you fleece the Green Bay Packers for Davante Adams, giving up just a first and a second-round pick in this year's draft for the best receiver in the game who has a great rapport with Derek Carr from college. It's an absolute steal. Adams wanted Carr. He wanted Vegas. He wanted the Raiders. And most especially, he wanted money. Rightly so. Wanted to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL because he earned it. And when the Packers wouldn't give him a contract before last year, Adams and Aaron Rodgers called it the last dance. And when they franchised him, Adams let Green Bay know there was no chance he would play on the franchise tag. So the Packers, because they have no idea what they're doing, inexplicably sold low. And the expectations for Carr and Adams are super high in Vegas. There's no worries about the chemistry. They did it in college. They've done it before. They'll do it again. They've talked openly over the last few years about playing together with the Raiders. Derek Carr is terrific. He never gets the credit he deserves. And now you're going to have Carr throwing to a true superstar in Adams. Well, I mean, look at the weapons here. Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs. You know what I see on the screen? A juggernaut. And this is a complete team after the brilliant Chandler Jones signing. Max Crosby and Jones together, that's scary for the rest of the league. And sure, let's be clear. There are better rosters in the AFC. Heck, even better rosters in the AFC West. But Do not underestimate the incredible job that Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler have done. And these guys are major upgrades over what they previously had for a head coach and general manager, respectively. The Raiders are locked and loaded, and the Raiders are in business. I'm thrilled for my guy Derek Carr and for Raider Nation. Kenny Pickett isn't Dan Marino, and look, there are respected draft analysts like my guy Dan Jeremiah who don't have a quarterback ranked as a top 20 prospect in this draft, and relatively speaking, it's a weak class. But I want to stress this. I love Kenny Pickett. I love Malik Willis. And you know I've been saying this all fall, all winter on Time to Shine. So this is not an overreaction to the Pickett Pro Day yesterday or Malik Willis throwing today. Pickett's a stud. He's experienced. He's steady. Kenny Pickett turned Pittsburgh football from an afterthought into an offensive machine and ACC champs. He makes every single throw. He's a great athlete. His floor is Ryan Tannehill. That's a great floor. That makes you worthy of being a first-round draft pick. I'm not remotely worried about the size of Kenny Pickett's hands, please. It's garbage talk. Remember all the conversation about Joe Burrow? Kenny Pickett is experienced and can start right away for the right team and have a long and strong career. Malik Willis is a certified freak. And he lit up the Liberty Pro Day, making throw after throw after throw after throw with a rocket for an arm. Take a look at this. Are you kidding me? He is brilliant. He is a tremendous athlete. He's a leader. He's got legs like tree trunks. He's got an arm like Nolan Ryan. Now, he's a little bit green. He's coming from Liberty. But that doesn't scare me at all. He might just need a minute to become a star like, I don't know, my guy Josh Allen coming from Wyoming. Yeah, I said it. I'm comparing Malik Willis to Josh Allen, who you know I loved in the draft in 2018. I would have made him the number one pick in the draft. I'm on record saying that. Think about the draft order. Think about the quarterback carousel. Factor in the talents involved. I'm telling you right now, Willis and Pickett are both going to end up being drafted in the top 16. And I'll make you a bet that both end up going, at least Willis because of the upside, in the top 10. But I would not be surprised to see both of them go in the top 10. Because you have Atlanta, you have New Orleans, you have Pittsburgh. They all signed quarterbacks and yet all still need a quarterback of the future. You have Atlanta and Carolina picking in the top 10, and they didn't get Deshaun Watson, so they need their franchise quarterback. It's go time for those specific teams. I think Seattle is and should be in the quarterback business at 9. Remember, when they made the Russell Wilson deal, I said, look out for Malik Willis with that 9th overall pick. Could there be a team like the Giants or Washington in the mix? I think that Pickett and Willis are absolutely worth it. Now, they're very different prospects, but you see what's happening now in the veteran quarterback market. It's go time for teams in need. It's not an overreaction to pro days. I don't do that. But I'm telling you right here, right now, Pickett and Willis are going to be legit quarterbacks in the NFL for a long time. We're shining on hoops on a Tuesday, and how about LeBron James? Bam! Look at that dunk over his good friend Kevin Love. 38-point triple-double to do it in Cleveland, extra special, in front of the friends and the family. And listen, you know that he loves going up against the Cavs. And here's the deal. There's a realistic chance that he's playing for Cleveland next year, and everybody knows that. And listen, Cleveland's a good team. That was a good win for the Lakers. And that's the part that just drives you crazy if you're a Lakers fan. They didn't have to be this bad all year. There's just that little sliver of hope that maybe the Lakers, Anthony Davis comes back, maybe, just maybe, they could be a thorn in someone's side come playoff time. Kevin Durant majestic for the Nets last night. 37 points at home to lead Brooklyn to a gigantic win over the Utah Jazz. And this was vintage KD. Inside, outside, unstoppable. This was a special, sensational performance and a reminder just how the Brooklyn Nets, their upside is to win the Eastern Conference. No Kyrie, a home game, of course, but this team's on fire, and they're not getting Ben Simmons back anytime soon. A herniated disc, and listen, we told you that Philly absolutely fleeced Brooklyn in that trade. There's a realistic chance Ben Simmons, who never works at his craft, doesn't play for Brooklyn all year. How about the Miami Heat last night? You kidding me? Losing to a Philly team without Joel Embiid and James Harden. Here's the deal, and I give Eric Spoelstra a lot of credit. I think he's an excellent coach. Miami just isn't that good. You cannot take Miami seriously as a team that's going to win the Eastern Conference. Maybe they finish with the 1 seed, maybe they don't, but sometimes stats lie. These numbers do not. Give Miami credit for finding ways to win, but I mean, look at the points per game during clutch time. 28th in the NBA. I mean, they are just not that good. They're going to have the burden of the 1 seed. That's not ideal. I just don't trust Miami. And you know, this is not a reaction to last night. I've been screaming this on Time to Shine all season long. Meanwhile, I'll tell you a team that I love, and we've been saying this. The Celtics, they just keep on keeping on. Cruising past the Thunder, 36 points from Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum has scored 30-plus points in 3 straight games. The Celtics are on fire. Boston has now won 9 of its last 10. I mean, this is March. Look at Jason Tatum, who is a superstar, just needs to play like it every single night. You're seeing that. You're seeing it in March. You're seeing the record. The Celtics defense is unbelievable. Boston is for real, and Boston's upside to absolutely win the Eastern Conference.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.